welcome to the second attempt at the Week 4 in review. I have given up on trying to recover it on the hard drive and come down and re-record and try to edit all this in, and instead of being outside in the snow shoveling and knocking the leaves, snow off the trees. Anyway, I think all the snow has been brought on because either one or two of our owners has made a pact with the devil and hell is frozen over. I'm wondering if Mike Perizotto has gone all in for a perfect season, or we have Chris Myers and the Inglorious of Staffords trying to sell their soul to get their first win of the season. Anyway, here's a look at Week 4. The top 5 fantasy players in Week 4 were unfortunately sitting on everyone's bench, as a couple of players put up 60 points and we're sitting on the bench. So no top 5 players this week made it into anyone's lineup. No really close matchups this week. Everything was pretty much decided probably halfway through Sunday evening's game, so pretty much blowouts across the board with no tight games like Tyler and I sat through last Monday night. So we'll start off with the first game. We saw Tuscany Mayhem taking on Mac Daddy's Madhouse. Tuscany took this easily, 157 to 118.5. Tuscany was led by Melvin Gordon, the running back for the San Diego Chargers, who put up 35 points, while Kareem Hunt on Monday Night Football put up 31 points. Unfortunately for Mac Daddy, there was 60 points sitting on his bench with Trubinsky, who is Chicago's quarterback.
Ready! What's that? Play action, looking for a wide open receiver, and it's a touchdown.
And he, I think, put up almost 500 yards and 6 touchdowns, I believe, as well. I don't think I would have started him over Drew Brees either there, Bruce, but your quarterback woes continue with flip-flop. Unfortunately for you, next week he is on bye, so you will just have Brees to start. Our next matchup saw Steel Curtain take on Inglorious Staffords. Steel Curtain trying to hold on to their perfect season, and Inglorious Staffords trying to get a win. That did not happen. Steel Curtain took that handily, 179 to Inglorious Staffords, 151. Finally, a good score for the Stafford, but unfortunately up against a good team. I would have got him a win on about more than half of the league's teams, but couldn't put it together. So Steel Curtain was led by White, the running back with New England, put up 30 points. Well, Thielen put up 32 points for Inglorious Staffords. Forsy's Fockers took on the undefeated Luke-Ass Kickers, and Handley took care of her, 157.5 to 97.5. Deshaun Watson led the Fockers with 40 points, while Robert Woods, the running back for the wide receiver for the Rams, put up 26 points and handed Luke-Ass her first loss of the season. Conley's Crusaders took on Magic School Bus, and Conley won this handily as well, 155.5 to 113. Conley was led by his buddy Zeke, who put up 38 points, while School Bus was led by Alvin Kamara, who put up 45 points. School Bus forgot to start a second running back. Don't know what happened there, but that spot was vacated. And I saw it this morning when I went on. It was plugged in there now, but obviously he didn't make it in time for the games on Sunday. That caused him. Also, sitting on his bench, he had 90 points between 2 players. One was the quarterback, Kirk Cousins, who put up points in Minnesota quite well, and I can't remember who the other fellow was. It was either his tight end or his flex, and I believe they also had 0 points. But there was a total of 90 points missed there, which would have got him the win and over 200 points. We saw Huey's Hogs taking on Acadian Assassins, with the Hogs trying to get their first win, and they came through with a 124 to 96.5 win for the Hogs. They were led by Bortles, who was a last-minute pickup off the waiver wires to replace this quarterback that was on bye and get rid of Denver's quarterback. It turned out to be a smooth move as Bortles put up 38 points in the win. Luke-Ass Kickers continue to ride the injury bug as 2 players went down. She lost Fournette, and she lost her tight end, Eifert, with a broken ankle, and looks like he's gone for the season. She was led by Patrick Mahomes, who put up 29 points in Monday Night Football and continues to impress in his starting season. Our dog of the week turned out to be the Beisel brothers matchup, as on paper it looked like it was going to be one of the best matchups we were going to have this weekend. And unfortunately for Jethro, he was blown out of the water by his older brother and nephew. Jethro's Heroes lost 147.5 to Two Tired's impressive 208.5. Carson Wentz led the Heroes with 33 points, while on the other side, Matt Ryan had 41 points in his win. We welcome Two Tired to the 200 Club. It's presently, there's 5 of us in it, I do believe, at the time. In the first season, 2013, Huey's Hogs, myself, Tuscany Mayhem, and Great Root Bears all got in the 200 Club, with Huey's Hogs putting up the most points, 235. Jethro's Heroes is in there as well with 2 wins. He's twice beaten Huey's Hogs by more than 200 points. And Forcey's Fockers are also in the 200 Club. And now we're joined by Two Tired. Congratulations, guys, on that. Next week's matchups. We are looking at our first look. We will look at the Inglorious Staffords 0-4 are taking on Tuscany Mayhem 3-1. Inglorious Staffords has a tough hill to climb to get the win. Although they came up with 151 points this week, they're averaging over 4 weeks 112.5 points, while Tuscany Mayhem is averaging 161 points in a week. So I'm going to take Mayhem for the victory in this matchup. Our second matchup we'll look at is Connolly's Crusaders sitting at 2-2, taking on Mac Daddy's Madhouse sitting at 1-3. Connolly could easily have been 3-1 if it wasn't for that last-minute win by Tuscany Mayhem 2 weeks ago. He's trending with a 150-point average range every week, and we've seen Mac Daddy peak in week 1, and their score has fallen rapidly each week after that. He also has 3 starters on bye this week, so I'm going to go with Conley for the victory in week 5. Steel Curtain takes his undefeated streak of 4-0 up against Magic School Bus, who is 2-2. The School Bus can fill up his lineup this week and get a good team in there and get the right quarterback in. He should have a good shot at dethroning Steel Curtain. However, at his tight end position, his player is on bye this week, and I believe his backup is injured. So he'll be scrambling to pick up a waiver wire tight end, it looks like. And I think that weakening of that position is going to cost him the match. And I'm going to give this victory to Steel Curtain, who should go on to 5-0. Just in a note, our best start of the season is 7-0, and that was Jethro's Heroes 2016. And they finished 4th in the end of the season with that start. Next matchup we'll look at is Two Tired, who are at 2-2, taking on Huey's Hogs at 1-3. This looks good on paper as well, and should be a good one. We'll see if Huey's Hogs sticks with Bortles, or he goes back to his favorite, Alex Smith, with the Redskins coming off their bye week. Well, I think that the decision on this game will come down to whether or not Huey's Hogs starts the right quarterback, and hopefully he does. We've also seen that Two Tired can put up big points as they broke the 200 mark last week. So this week, so we'll see if Huey's Hogs can hold on. I'm going to give this one to Two Tired. We see Jethro's Heroes at 2-2, which doesn't sound anything like All I Do Is Win, 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 taking on Forcey's Fockers at 3-1. This should be the best matchup. Right now on ESPN, this is showing the Fockers as a 4-point favorite. And Todd moved into first place in the West with his victory this week, and I'm sure he wants to hold on to it, so a win this week will be important for him. So I'm going to take the Fockers taking and beating last year's champ. Also, week 5 means one thing for us guys.
Cut.
It's Girl on Girl week. Yes. Acadian Assassins at 1-3 are taking on Lucas Kickers at 3-1. And although those records don't make it sound like it could be much of a matchup, if the ladies had played each other in week 4, Luke-Ass Kickers would have won by 1 point in the last few seconds of the Monday Night Football game. So hopefully that will parlay over to next week. However, unfortunately, the Acadian Assassins have been bitten by the injury bug, and they've lost 3 players in the last 2 weeks, with Burkhead and Fournette and Tyler Eifert going down. So she's very weak at the running back position as well as the tight end position. Luke-Ass Kickers is also in bye trouble this week, no pun intended. The running back position is weak, and the tight end as well is weak. So this should be a real good scrap. Let the hair pulling begin. Luke-Ass leads the matchups over the league's history, 4 games to 3. I expect the Assassins to tie this up and win this week, and to give them a 4-4 total tie. Remember, Thursday Night Football sees the Colts taking on the Patriots. Unfortunately, I'm flying, and I'm going to miss that. On Monday Night Football, we see the Redskins taking on the Saints, and I'll be stuffing with myself with turkey on that one for that game. So looking forward to that. Also, remember the byes are in effect. We got the Bears and the Buccaneers on bye in Week 5. That's it for me. Take care. Have a good Thanksgiving. Drive safe in this crap outside, and hopefully we'll see some green grass next week.